please join me in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Tracy.
Scholl.
Here.
DeCook.
Here.
McIntyre.
Here.
Okay, I know of no agenda deletions. Anybody got any agenda deletions? Okay, the first thing on the agenda is the consent agenda. In the claims were $5,782,616.20. And of course, I asked Megan, that's the biggest number I've ever seen in claims in my 11 plus years.
Same here.
$4.5 million was for the E911 Motorola.
Correct.
Yeah.
Part of it is the radio payment and part of it is 60% was due upon shipment of the equipment.
And then we did make a payment for mental health, which was $772,000. So you take those two numbers, you get to about 5.3. So you got about 400,000 left, which would, to me, be a little bit more normal. And we had no fringes.
Right.
Okay, then, B is minutes to approve, March 16th, 2020, emergency work session on COVID-19. On March 16th, 2020, special meeting COVID-19. On March 17th, 2020, the regular meeting. On March 24th, 2020, and let's see, in March 25th, 2020, we had a special meeting. So we all know we had several meetings. C, approved job classification for Brian Lester from RMTI to EO Weed Brush Secondary Roads effective March 30th, 2020. D, approved job classification for Dennis Beretta from EOI to MGO Secondary Roads effective March 30th, 2020. E, approve a Class C liquor license application for Sunset Saloon LLC. And F, approve renewal fireworks license for St. Mary's Rod and Gun Club. And G, consider 28E amendment to agreement between the City of Carlisle, Iowa and the County of Warren County, Iowa with possible action. So that is the consent agenda for this morning. Any questions? Anybody want to pull one of them out? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
Scholl.
Aye.
McIntyre.
Aye.
DeCook.
Aye.
Okay, the next agenda item says 9:35 public hearing, so we'll go to the agenda item 3, consider request to hook up to the Liberty Center sewer system with possible action.
Yes, I'll take this one. We had a gentleman contact Kirk Baker, the facilities coordinator and the lagoon operator for the Liberty Center sewer. He purchased a property there and would like to hook up. This is one house that was not hooked up during the original process. It's just a little bit further out, and it's going to require him to install some piping and a pump. It's my understanding to get it there. Kirk has looked at it. Kirk is okay with the system. Our ordinance is in need of updating in regards to Liberty Center, so we wanted to make sure that the board was aware of this hookup and agreeable to the hookup. And then additionally, our ordinance talks about a connection charge shall be set by a county resolution. I don't know if one was done years ago. As far as I don't have any history of that. I didn't go back and pull the history, but it would have been years ago anyway, so at that time. So if the board is agreeable to this gentleman hooking up, and like I said, Kirk has reviewed it and he's fine with the plans and it was inspected. I would ask that the board approve Randy Eubank, to hook up property at 15611. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the property address. The property address is, oh, I guess I don't have it on my paperwork here. He didn't put the property address on here.
Liberty
For-
Center.
Yeah, for Randy Eubanks and all, for the property that he owns at Liberty Center, to hook up to the Liberty Center sewer system with a connection charge of $50.
Okay. Would it be one of those parcel numbers that we have in our packet?
Do you have the parcel number for it? Cause I don't have the parcel number on the paperwork that I have in front of me. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, yes, it is parcel number 11000150,640. Thank you, Crystal.
That's okay. Yeah, okay.
That would be the parcel number that's wanting to hook up to the Liberty Center sewer system.
Okay, so it's that home or it's the shops?
It's the home, on your map that you have there, the kind of the home that sits there. The path that it would take is it's going to run south along that larger building and then curve around because it doesn't connect back up until further back, like on parcel 11401000023. It's clear back there where it actually would connect to the system. So this gentleman would be installing all of the piping and the pump to get it there.
Wow. Okay.
Any
And
further?
Megan,
So-
just for my benefit and knowledge base on this, that's at his expense. He's
Correct.
installing all of the piping and,
That's correct, that's correct. Yeah, it's all at his expense to connect to the nearest main.
understood, thank you.
Do we have a motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve Randy Eubank to hook up to the Liberty Center sewer at his own expense with a charge of $50 to connect to the sewer, to the septic.
Second.
Any further discussion? Crystal, where'd you get the $50? Is it-
From me,
Okay,
yes.
gotcha,
That
good.
connection charge.
Yeah, okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, Tracy?
Scholl,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
Okay, we'll go back to agenda item 2 because it is past 9:35. And we need a motion to go into public hearing regarding the 5-year construction program for secondary roads.
I move that we go into public hearing.
Second?
Any further questions? Hearing none, Tracy?
McIntyre,
Aye.
Scholl,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
David?
So this year's 5-year plan did have some, I'd say, major changes to it. I sent a couple emails out to the board in regards to these changes, but it mainly has to do with the County Highway Bridge Program. It's a competitive grant that the state applied for. Iowa was only a handful of states to receive it, and was awarded the most dollars at about $34 million statewide. Of that, Warren County received approximately $1.1 million of that funding as a match. This had a quick timetable to turn around, so you'll see those as the first projects listed in year 2021. These have different matches associated with them. When we first did the 5-year plan 5 years ago, we were operating off 80-20 matches. That switched with the SWAP funding to more of a 100% match, and now with the 45 and 55% matches, we had to do some reconfiguring of the 5-year plan to accommodate. So that first year, 2021, you'll see those 3 projects as part of that bridge bundling package. You can tell they're the bridge bundling package because they'll have the letters CHBP in the project number. Then the next projects on 2021 are Safe Routes to School project in Greenfield Plaza neighborhood, And then we also propose to do some HMA resurfacing on roughly 4 miles of County Highway R57 north of Highway 92. Going on to the next year, we show Liberty Center, some resurfacing around that school, another bridge replacement. There's no work shown in fiscal year 2023, and then 2024 shows again some additional work, bridge replacement on R57 at the North River, and then another bridge replacement project over Painter Creek. And these are designated on the map. The map was posted to the website as well as the preview of the 5-year plan, and they're color coded based on the year. With any 5-year plan we presented, it's not a matter of simply adding another project. If we choose to add a project in any given fiscal year, it's likely that we'll have to replace it with one of the projects already proposed. And with that, I will mention we did receive a comment by email, which I'll read here in a little bit. And if there's any other comments, I guess Megan on the phone, if anyone chimes in, we can accommodate that as well. And I'll take any questions too at this time.
This would be for people on the phone. Are there any questions of David?
Might not be, but I could read this.
Aaron? Crystal?
None.
Crystal?
With that, we did receive one email comment, so I'll read that here word for word. It's from Lori Help at 4075 30th Avenue in Norwalk, Iowa. Many residents in and around 30th Avenue, Norwalk wish to submit strong interest in some form of seal coat to better the road on 30th Avenue, heading south of G14, much like the product they are using on the opposite side of Highway G14 heading north. This 30th Avenue heading south has become a very busy thoroughfare with vehicles along with businesses. We are highly interested in hearing back to see if this could be possible. Please, your consideration of this request is much appreciated, and thank you in advance.
What's the address for that?
It was 4075 30th Avenue.
How big a project is that?
Well, I'll just start with, I think what she's saying has a lot of merit, but our plan is based more on pavement preservation than adding miles to our system. The merit behind it is a busier gravel road. It is a minor collector. I have the 2016 counts show about 160 vehicles a day plus there. So it is one of our higher volume roads. So I guess the hope for paving roads of that nature, being that it is a farm to market route, is someday you're gonna look in years past the 5-year plan for funding. Or she mentions businesses, or if we know we're getting ready to develop businesses, is there a RISE grant opportunity or some other funding sources of that nature if we can make a certified site or things like that. So there might be ways to kind of think outside the box in the future on it, but this plan is geared towards pavement preservation versus adding miles to the system, and that's all I'd add to that, but there is a lot of merit to that request.
And you'll get back to her?
Yeah, we can respond
Yeah.
with that statement.
Anybody got anything else?
You can use the chat box, or you can use your menu to wave at me, and I can unmute you if you'd like to make comment.
Fair to say there are none?
I see none.
And the one final thing I will add is that we do have projects locally that they won't be reflected on here. For instance, we budgeted for 3 bridge replacements to do locally next fiscal year. With the current situation with the COVID-19, we know one of those bridges we absolutely have to replace. There's a floodplain nearby. But we're gonna have to really monitor our road use tax fund over the next few months and see what we can do to continue to do those local projects. But I do wanna add that it doesn't reflect all projects. This mainly reflects the federal aid and farm to market dollars the county receives. So I'll just add that final note.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would entertain a motion to go back to regular session.
Motion moved to go back into regular session.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
McIntyre,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
We are now back in regular session for agenda item 2, which would be approving the 5-year construction program for secondary roads as David presented to us.
I'd make the motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
McIntyre,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
Schultz,
Aye. Motion carries. Agenda item 4, consider Warren County Justice Center new construction change order number 9, exporting of excess soils with possible action.
I'll take this one. Received a change order request from DCI in regards to exporting additional soil from the Justice Center project. And then the notice we received on March 17th, 2020, Vanderpool Construction issued a request for information regarding a discrepancy they were encountering around the area of the former courthouse. This discrepancy where the grades indicated on the contract documents versus the grades Vanderpool were finding when they conducted their own survey work. The request for information was issued to the engineer along with topographic data that Vanderpool had collected to document the difference in the grades. This change is to cover the cost to remove that excess soil from the former courthouse building footprint. The actual grades following demolition work varied from the estimated existing surface grades that were shown on the bidding documents. The amount of that change order is $45,360 for Vanderpool to remove that additional dirt.
Questions, concerns? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the change order for $45,360.
I'll move approval of the change order.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
Schultz,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item 5 is supervisors' reports. Supervisor McIntyre?
I will pass it this time.
I didn't quite understand. Okay,
I'm not gonna
Got
give a report until I'm
gotcha.
in person. I think it's too hard to hear over this.
Supervisor Cook?
Yeah, Doug, I'm gonna do the same at our evening meeting. I'm gonna double these ones up. Sometime on the phone, via another cell phone, via a Zoom meeting. I'll give it our next nightly.
We got the Zooms. The, in my particular case, I was quarantined at home, and most of my participation was in those COVID-19 meetings we had, and whatever other special meetings we had. And then I had a couple, citizens concerns that I was able to take care of because I had lots of time. Okay, agenda item 6 is public input. I'm not sure if we've got any public or not.
We do have public.
Okay.
If this is your time to speak, if you would like to speak, you could type in the chat box and I can unmute you, or you can wave at me and I can unmute you so that you can speak.
Apparently, we have nobody who
I
would
see
like
none.
to speak, so we'll go to agenda item 7. Next regular meeting is April 21st, 2020 at 6 p.m. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Tracy?
Scholl,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
McIntyre.
Aye.
We shall be adjourned. Thank you.
Thank